Hello, children. Sujata Miss is back here with another short video. Now, in this video, I am going to explain a new chapter, that is water resources. Now, your syllabus is you have to learn sources, that is surface water and groundwater. The next is irrigation, like why we need irrigation, what are the different methods of irrigation, and third, why we need conservation of water and different conservation practices. So let us start with sources. Now, rainfall is the main source of fresh water. The sources we can divide it in two types: surface water source and groundwater source. Surface water source, this water is available on the surface of the earth in the form of rivers, lakes, ponds, and canals. Groundwater, the part of rainwater that seeps through the cracks and crevices into the ground, is called groundwater. The presence and availability of groundwater varies greatly with changes in topography, subsurface geology, and the prevailing climate. But a good part, if we compare surface water and groundwater, a good part of surface water is lost through the process of evaporation and plant transpiration. Moreover, surface water is more polluted than groundwater. The next is importance of irrigation and why India needs irrigation. Now, what is irrigation? Irrigation means the process of supplying water to crops by artificial means like wells, tanks, and canals. So, artificial means artificially when we supply water to the crops. And then why India needs irrigation? India receives rainfall from the southwest monsoon winds. And this southwest monsoon winds, the rainfall that we receive, it is very uncertain. Remember these words: uncertain, erratic, unreliable, and sporadic in nature. Remember these four words: uncertain, erratic, unreliable, and sporadic in nature. The second factor is rainfall is unevenly distributed over the year. We don't receive rainfall throughout the year. Rainfall occurs mostly from June to September, except Tamil Nadu, which receives rainfall in winter too. Rainfall is unevenly distributed over the country. States like Meghalaya, Kerala, and then area like windward side of the Western Ghat, they receive heavy rainfall, while Thar Desert in Rajasthan receives light rainfall. So, in order to grow crops in the Thar Desert, we have to give irrigation. So, rainfall of our country is not only unevenly distributed over the year but is also unevenly distributed over the country. The next point, since the rainfall is unevenly distributed over the year, we don't have much rainfall in winter. So, to grow crops in winter, that is, Rabi crops, need irrigation. And then certain crops like rice, jute, sugarcane, they need more water and hence need to be irrigated. Next, what are the methods of irrigation? We have conventional method of irrigation. Now, conventional method of irrigation include wells, tanks, and inundation canals. Now, these wells, tanks, inundation canal, they are all cheap, simple to construct, but they are seasonal in nature and can irrigate only small hectares of land. But if we go for modern means of irrigation, that is tube wells, perennial canals, drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. These means of irrigation is costly, but they are perennial in nature and can irrigate large hectares of land. So let me start with wells. Now wells, let us consider both the traditional as well as the modern method. So I have divided wells into two types. One is surface well, the other one is tube well. Surface will be your traditional method, tube well is modern method. And surface wells are of two types. One is unlined well, that is kacha well. Another one is lined well or pakka well. Now, conditions needed to construct wells and tube wells more or less same. Both need flat land with soft soil so as to facilitate digging. Both needs plenty of groundwater, but tube well needs cheap electric power. And what are the chief areas? That's again it's common. Both wells and tube wells are very prevalent in northern plains of India. They are popular in states of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Bihar, Punjab. Now, what is a well? Well is a small hole dug in the surface of the earth to obtain water from the water table. Now, this water has to be lifted manually. So, common methods used to draw water from a well are Persian wheel, rehat, moat, picota, or dhekli. Question had come once in ICSE. Just name the methods used to draw water from a well. So, Persian wheel, rehat, moat, picota, or dhekli. So, what is a well? It is a small hole. Where do you dig it? Dig on the surface of the earth in order to obtain water from the water table. Advantages of well irrigation: obviously, it is a simple, cheap, independent source of irrigation. That is, a farmer can construct well by himself. Can be dug at any convenient place if the soil is soft and the underground water table is easily available. Disadvantages of well irrigation: surface well may dry up in summer season. So, it's seasonal in nature or it is not dependable. Cannot irrigate large areas of land. Sometimes the water becomes brackish or salty in nature, and when it becomes salty in nature, obviously that water is not suitable for irrigation. Next, tube well. Tube well is a bore well which is dug deep at a depth of about 20 to 30 meters, from which the water is lifted with the help of power driven pumps. So, what are tube wells? They are bore wells and their depth is about 20 to 30 meters. So, obviously, water cannot be lifted up manually. So, we have to take the help of power driven pumps. Now, what are the advantages of tube wells? Perennial in nature. Can irrigate large hectares of land. Occupy less area as compared to surface well, and this is also independent source of irrigation. Disadvantage: costly, requires cheap and continuous electric power. Area irrigated by tube wells are less compared to area irrigated by canals. The next method of irrigation is tank irrigation. Now, tank irrigation, it is a traditional method of irrigation where primarily rainwater is collected. Tanks are constructed in the areas of natural depression or across streams by building earthen embankments or bunds to collect rainwater and runoff. Suppose we have got a natural depression here on the surface. Now, rainwater is collected here. Rainwater gets collected here in this depression. Now, embankment or bund is constructed and tank is done. Ready? Areas. Tank is very significant in peninsular India, especially in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. Now, reasons why tank irrigation is popular in peninsular India. The first reason is most of the areas in peninsular India is uneven with many natural depressions where tanks can be easily built. See, area is uneven. You can see the area is uneven. So obviously natural depression is here. Here is again another natural depression. We may have another natural depression here. So in this natural depression, the rainwater is getting collected. Rainwater is getting collected. Then the farmer can just build an embankment or a bund across the depression and tank is ready. So peninsular India, you don't have to, usually the natural depressions are already there. So most of the cases, depressions, there's no need to dig natural depressions. Second reason, the Deccan Plateau consists of underlying hard rock. Now, underlying hard rock, they are usually impervious in nature and therefore water cannot seep through. Tanks collect water in the rainy season and help in raising the water table. Advantages: they are cheap, easy to store abundant rainwater in the rainy season that would otherwise flow out and go waste. It is very difficult to construct wells and canals due to hard, rocky terrain. Disadvantage: tanks are non perennial, they dry up during summer season. Tanks are shallow, that means the depth is less, and so large amount of water is wasted through evaporation. Tanks use up large area which could be used for agriculture. So compared to wells, it becomes costly compared to surface well. Now tanks get silted up soon and so irregular desilting is required. Now if I compare wells and tanks, wells use groundwater while tanks are used for collecting surface water. Wells take small space while tanks take up considerable amount of space. Wells do not get silted, while tanks get silted soon. Loss of water through evaporation is negligible in wells than tanks. Tube wells are of course costly than tanks. Tube wells are perennial while tanks are seasonal. So that's all for today. Again, Tuesday, I'll upload another video. Thank you, children.